was a Hajime no Ippo, the fighting. Round 2, the fruits of labor. And brief synopsis. Well, first, watch the work. Watch the art. You know what I'm saying? It's on YouTube and it's on Netflix. Hajime no Ippo, the fighting. So, round 2, episode 2. Each episode is like a round. I love that. It starts off, Takamura is getting ready to show him what he has to do if he wants to train and become a boxer. So he kicks the tree, and Takamura starts grabbing the leaves and catching the leaves. And what he's doing is, with each hand, he's grabbing a leaf, bringing it back, throwing another jab, grabbing a leaf, but he's keeping the leaves that he's already caught in his hands, he's keeping those in his hands still while he's catching the new leaves. That's how quick, you know what I mean, and fast he is and in control. So he tells Ippo, this is what you got to do. You got to catch 10 of these bad boys. And he does it right in front of Ippo. Ippo's like, oh, right? Oh, how can I do that? So Takamura, he finishes, does his road work. And he says, you got a week. And Ippo's like, what? Only a week? And Takamura's like, psh, I didn't even need that. When I was asked to do it, I did it. You feel me? Nike, just do it. You feel me? He didn't do all that, but he told him, I didn't even need a week. So Ippo's like, oh. So Ippo's training, goes to school, hurry up, eats breakfast. Well, first goes home, eats breakfast, then goes to school. Working on catching the leaves. He got to leave in his class while he reading, doing homework, and he just catching a leaf, just practice catching a leaf. He catching his leaves after school while everybody else going, hanging, having fun. He at that tree, boom, trying to catch these leaves. Helping out after, you know what I'm saying, when his mom does the night, she might have like a night reservation for the Makanouchi fishing boat rental. He helps her out, goes back to the tree, boom, was working on it, trying to catch these leaves. And it took him the whole first day just to get 2 leaves. But he made some progress, which I love. Because my thing, I would have been so caught up in not catching all 10 that first day. Like, man, I'm not good at this. And that's for real. I would have got bent out of sorts. You know, I love that Ippo's not worried about being good now. He's not worried about being perfect. He's not worried about none of that. He's just like, I'm just going to keep going until I can't go no more. So that first day he catches 2 leaves that night, that first night. And then he's continuing to practice. Boom, helping his mom out with the fishing boat rental, going to school, and they show him just putting in the work. I mean, literally, that's like all he's doing. He's just working on it, living there. And so he's starting to get some improvement. And it's like the night before, his week is up, and he can catch 5 that night. He just keeps catching 5, and he's like, dang, have I reached my limit? You know, do I not have the talent to become a new person? And I love that, because it's like, yeah, no, you don't. You don't have the talent. You have the courage. You have the never stop, never quit to be a new person. But that's what he's asking himself. He's doubting himself. I love that they show that too. He's not just some person that the protagonist that just feels good the whole time. He's like, man, am I even capable of doing this? And he's like, no, just keep going, basically. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nope, stop all that negative talk. Keep going. So he's continuing to work on it. And then it's like that morning, my man been there all night. That morning, it's going to be the week. And he's like, man, how do I get to that? He's like, man, Takamura made it look so easy. And then he remembers, he's like, oh, snap, I guess there was some ease. He remembers some ease in which Takamura was using to grab the leaves. So then Ippo starts realizing, oh, snap, my jab's got to be making the same noise as Takamura. And so he's using that ease that he was thinking about, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, snap, maybe he's caught on to something. So Takamura, he's doing his road work, and he runs up. And Ippo's like, Takamura, sir, Please pay attention. And my man is drained. He's like wiped out. And Takamura's like, what you talking about? Ippo's like, oh, I'm about to catch these leaves. Remember I told you about it? And Takamura was like, boy, stop. He's like, man, I thought you was joking. He was like, nah, I've been working on catching these leaves. You're going to watch me catch these leaves and you're going to teach me how to box. I mean, you know, in so many words. So they go down to the tree. My man, boom, kicks the tree. Yop, 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 yop. And I love the details in the animation because I went back and I counted them and he caught 10. Like they counted 10. And he caught them all in his left hand. And he's right-handed. So Takamura's like, he's like, dang, this kid might be special. He a little weird, but I told him to catch 10 leaves. And when Takamura did it, he caught 5 in each hand. When Ippo did it, for some reason, he just decided he was just going to use his one hand and caught all 10. And so Takamura was like, oh, snap, this kid might have something. So then he goes, all right, I'm going to give you a month. I'm going to give you the workout. I'm going to need you to Batman it out. I mean, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. He had the Captain America's super soldier serum it up. 50 push-ups, 50 pull-ups, 50 sit-ups. Run 5K. 3 miles every day. I think it was like an everyday thing. So he's just every day putting the grind in. And I love the music they have. I think I'm getting it wrong, but watch the show. Get the realness. Get the best of it. I'm just a nice little advertiser, a little teaser, so you know what the art is really like. So he's grinding in between helping his mom out at the fishing boat rental, just putting in the work, road work in the morning, push-ups, you know, watching tape, I'm sure. So a month comes, and Takamura brings him into the gym. Kamigawa's like, well, first, they flash over to Kamigawa, and I think this is like the first time we technically see Kamigawa himself, not in like a magazine in the show. And I don't know what his homie is, like the manager, the boxing manager of the gym. I don't know what his name is. He just calls him Buddy. So maybe his name is Buddy, but I think that's just him saying, you know, what's up, partner. But anyways, his homie, the Buddy manager of KBG, Kamigawa Boxing Gym, the coach Kamigawa, he's sitting there and they talking, and basically the exposition they gave was it's been 20 years since he's opened a gym. They've had a lot of great fighters. They've had some very top peak ones, but they haven't competed for the world title the way he's wanted. You know, he wants a Japanese fighter to be world title. He said we've had a couple all Japanese or all Japan fighters. I think maybe he said some regional Japanese fighters, but basically he's like, we want that world title. And he's just kind of reflecting on it. And I think he's watching like a previous card that happened maybe the day before or something. And they're talking about Takamura, and they're like, well, we haven't had one, but I think we got one, Takamura. And that's when we didn't see him. He didn't help out Ippo. And so he's supposed to be, you know, the prodigy. He's supposed to be the chosen son, you know what I'm saying, of the red sun. You feel me? So, or maybe I'm getting that mixed up. But he's supposed to be the chosen son of Japan to get the world title of boxing. And I think he's a middleweight. So the coach and Buddy are talking, and they walk in the gym, and Takamura comes in with Ippo. And, you know, Ippo's on his, and it's funny because I relate to Ippo because, you know, I've had great parents. They've been around all the time. They teach me to have manners and speak up and say hello when you walk into a room. So when I was younger, of course, I'd be, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm Christopher. Nice to meet you. Yep, nice. You know what I mean? And that's what Ippo's doing. He walking into the boxing gym. He ain't even know he's supposed to be tough. He just over there like, how you doing? I'm Ippo. Nice to meet you. How you doing? And the coach is like, man, that's supposed to be the new boxer? He's like, man, he tripping. Takamura, get your way up in here. And Takamura was like, what's up, coach? And he was like, I thought you said you had a real boxer that might have been becoming pro. He was like, yeah, that's him. He was like, man, you got that little Steve Urkel. That's not Stephen. That is not Stephen. or Stefan. It ain't none of that. That's Steve Urkel. Did he do that? You feel me? So Kamigawa was pissed. So he was like, "Oh, word up, you gonna bring him in here? All right, for sure. We gonna put him in the boxing ring his first day. We're not gonna even give him no drills to do. We're not gonna have him hit no bags. Get him some headgear, some boxing gloves, and he gonna face against Miyata. And this is the first time we meet Miyata, and he is like the boxing prodigy, the younger boxing prodigy of KBG, of Kamigawa Boxing Gym. So he's like, he's over in the corner warming up and stuff, but you can tell, and even Takamura says he's been training for like years, since he was young. So Ippo, be on the lookout. And so he tells Ippo, just have your guard up, survive the first round, and then I'm gonna add some more objectives in the second round. So Ippo's like, okay. And so Ippo's trying to convince himself, maybe he can do it. Maybe it's gonna be Gucci. So he gets up in the ring and Takamura's like, man, you just standing there, bro. Like, hit him. And so all of a sudden, Ippo's trying to hit Miyata, but he just swinging. He don't even know what he's doing. He's like, and you see Takamura in the background, like, he's like, what is he doing? So Takamura's like, yo, put up your guard. And as soon as Ippo puts up his guard, Miyata was listening. And when Miyata was like, oh, I'm about to hit this fool in his stomach. So he cracked him in the stomach. And of course, Ippo, he dropped his guard because his stomach just got freaking got demolished. And then he cracks him in his head and knocks him over. And Ippo's like on the ground like, what just happened? And Takamura's like, get up, Ippo, get up. And he's like, what power? Which I love that. The idea of you getting hit or somebody defeating you, and you're humble enough to be able to see their greatness still, even though you're upset that they beat you. Because I'm like, man, I played basketball when I was younger. When somebody crosses you up, you're not like, oh my gosh, your handles are so great. You're like, man, fuck you. You be willing to fight. But that's what I love about anime. Because some anime characters like Ippo, he's like, oh wow, what power, humbleness. And that's the end of the episode. So round 2, so far in the first 2 episodes, he's got knocked out. Well, technically he didn't get knocked out, but he got knocked down. He gets cracked almost every episode, but it shows his resilience. But that's the episode. That's episode 2, round 2. Was it The Fruits of Labor? He passed, Takamura's test of catching the 10 leaves, and then he just doubled down on the work ethic, went from a week to a month, and my man was in the gym facing a prodigy. And I think they're both 16, so it's supposed to be both sophomores in high school, right, as of right now in season 2 or episode 2. Sorry, season 1. Let's see, any interesting things? To begin the episode, Takamura really didn't believe that Ippo could do it. Like when he was doing his road work after he gave Ippo the challenge of catching 10 leaves, they show him like he's doing his road work, and his like inner dialogue was like, I don't know why this kid wants to be a boxer. He's so weak. He a shrimp. He ain't nothing. He was crying at the gym, like tears. He needs to I don't know if he's going to do it, So it's like nobody believed, not even Ippo believed, but he put in the work. It's like magic, almost hard work. So during the montage of Ippo putting in the work and being obsessed with trying to catch these leaves, they have a couple times they show him in class. And one time he's in class, he's catching his leaves and working on his homework or trying to listen to the lesson, and the professor's talking about essays and idleness. So I guess that's a book of essays. But just the idea of him getting that, or his class getting that lesson, And Ippo's life is like the antithesis of idleness. Even before he was a boxer, he had already been living a life of purpose, and he wasn't chilling. He wasn't hanging with friends. Everything he was doing was vital, important, significant. So I just thought it was interesting, the lesson being essays and idleness. And of course, I think that's a great lesson to share, especially sophomores in high school. It's just funny, Ippo wasn't listening to the lesson, but also looking at his life, he's already learned that lesson. It's ingrained in him clearly. I was looking at the date of the calendar and at Ippo's, because him and his mom live at their fishing boat rental business, and they had a calendar up, and I noticed, and I used my Google Translate, and I think it's April in when the show starts, or April or March, because I guess I'm not sure how much time had passed by the time that he looked at the calendar in episode 2. But yeah, I think it's April though. So perfect, new beginnings, springtime, which I like. Him growing, blossoming, because that's really what Ippo is doing. I mean, he's in a boxing gym. He was literally just telling Takamura maybe a week before that he's the type of person that gets bullied, and now he's in a boxing gym. So I love it. I think I got everything. Yeah. So I guess the biggest lesson I take from this episode is to try. You don't have to win. You don't have to be great. That's what Takamura tells Ippo before he gets in the ring. He's like, man, you don't have to be good. You don't have to win. Just go out there and try. Just do it. Just do it. Fail. Who cares? Just go out there, give your best effort. Don't quit. Keep going. Just keep going. Find a way to keep going. And so, yeah, I have that mantra in my head. Keep going. Just keep pushing. It's not about being great the first time. It's not about being great sooner than later. It's not about being the first. It's not about being the best or the best looking or getting the most attention or considered great or getting the most validation. It ain't about none of that. It's about one step in front of the other. Keep moving, because it's always going to be tough. There's always going to be obstacles. Keep moving. So that's what I love about this episode. That's the life lesson. Don't stop. Even if you're against insurmountable odds. Because even when Kamigawa told Takamura that Ippo was going to fight Miyata, Takamura was like, yo, you got to be crazy. Now, he didn't show that to Ippo. He just told Ippo what he was going to be doing. And Ippo freaked out. And Takamura was like, you going to box or you going to go home? Ippo was like, that feeling when it's like, I'm going to get, you put my butt to the fire. Like, I have to be in this uncomfortable situation to move forward. But oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable. My first day in a boxing gym, and they're saying I need to fight someone who's been boxing for years. And I got to hold my own. But it wasn't about winning the fight. It wasn't about showing all the skill. It wasn't about none of that. It was only about staying in it. Getting back up. Not letting it stop you, no matter how much it hurts. No matter how embarrassed you are. So, a lesson I continue to try to learn more and more. I want to get that deeply ingrained. Because that's like a superpower. When you can just never stop. No matter what, just keep going. Because I'll get frustrated and be like, I'm done in a minute. I'll do that quick. But to be able to just keep going. Nope, I don't care. I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to be frustrated. I'm just going to do the best I can to put those to the side. Or use them. Use the energy from them. But keep going forward. So yeah, Ippo. Ippo Makanya Uchi. So that's round 2. The fruits of labor. Round 3 coming. You already know what's going to happen. Or you don't. Watch the shows. Watch the shows. George Murakami, I think he's the original story creator. All the props to him for creating the story. Watch the show. Watch the art. The animation is amazing. Like I said, Netflix or YouTube. I appreciate it, and thank y'all to everybody who's written the episodes and animated it and put it out. And yeah, I mean, that should be shown in all elementary schools all over the world, everywhere. I think so. Yeah, so round 3 coming up. I can't give no promises. But it's cool. No, we're going to find some consistency. I'm going to figure something out. We're going to figure something out together. Watch the art. Ippo, keep pushing. Whatever you're doing, keep pushing. Don't stop. Take the example from Ippo. All right. Peace.